36 hours?
Sexy pretty lady.
Alice! Her name was
Alice!
Hello and welcome back, my little darlings, to another gaming video here on my channel, or rather a nerdy video.
Yes indeed.
And today is a very special day, because today the movie Twilight celebrates its 10th anniversary.
Yes indeed.
I can remember the day it came out. Everybody were just like,
oh my god, I'm gonna see how it looks in real life, Mr. Edward.
and everybody were just like all the time. Yes, indeed. But today I am actually gonna do something not special, but I'm gonna play The Sims 2 with you, and we are gonna create the whole Cullen family along with Bella.
Yes indeed.
And I will also give you some random facts about the movie Twilight that you might know or might not know. Probably you know it if you are a die-hard Twilight fan. Yes indeed. But without any further ado, I would like to encourage you to press that like, subscribe and notification icon, because I like hanging out with you and I hope you like hanging out with me. And if you're new here, you are very welcome. Yes indeed. So let's jump right into this video, shall we, my darlings? So my darlings, I am actually gonna create a new little family. We are gonna make the Cullens, all of them of course, and then we are gonna make Bella.
Yes indeed.
No, we are gonna actually do them all in one family, and we are gonna call them Twilight. Yes indeed, because you know, even though the Cullens are one big family, there are different surnames to them, or you know, last names. So I will just make them all in one big family. Yes indeed. So let's start with Bella. And Bella were played by Kristen Stewart, and she already kind of looks like Bella with her always dragged out
To the goats. Yes indeed.
but we are gonna see if we can find a good template for her instead that looks a little bit more like Bella, or she actually looks like Bella as of now. So let's just keep those facial features. Yes indeed. We are just gonna change her hair up a little tiny bit so she gets that brown, long, dull, ratty hair. You know, I should probably have covered my face in highlighter and claimed to be a vampire, and I have not downloaded any mods, so this is just the base game. Yes indeed, with all expansions. Ah, here she is, Bella's hair. Ooh. And after the first Twilight movie, Kirsten were actually excited to be back for another movie if it were the case, you know, or at least 17 says that. But I don't know if Bella had such chipmunk cheeks, so let's just slim her down a little bit. Yes indeed, like that. Oh, she looks more manly than ever. Oh my lord, her nose is completely wrong. And she must have like a little sad mouth also, because she looks so goddamn distressed all the time. I do believe that this is Bella, you know. You know. Her nose should just be a little bit bigger down in the front, you know, like that. Maybe. And Kristen Stewart actually has quite a prominent jaw. You know, kind of that really sexy heart-shaped look to her face. And she will have the most ugly clothes we can find, because she is quite demure.
Yes.
Did you also know that Kristen Stewart, who played Bella, actually was discovered as an 8-year-old at a school play? I didn't know that, but you might do that. I don't know. No, that is not Bella. Shit, she would be the hottest girl in school if that were the case. We probably should have that instead and have that ridiculous pony in the back. Here we have her, Bella. Yes indeed. Next up is little Edward Cullen. Yes indeed. And we are gonna try to mimic Robert Pattinson. Yes indeed. Little Cedric Diggory. So grown up and sexy right now. Oh no, that looks almost like Bella's dad. Now, he has, you know, kind of that little floof on the top of his head, you know. Did you know that Robert Pattinson actually didn't feel comfortable with his own body, so when he should film a shirtless scene, he actually felt very self-conscious. Yes indeed. And everybody is just like, oh my god,
I'm so wet right now.
and I don't seem to find a good haircut, so let's just keep this one. It should be a little bit bigger, a little bit more floof. Now, let's try to make his face a little bit more vampire-y. And his cheeks are quite hollowed out, to be exact. Let's make his chin a little bit more marked, because he is actually quite a boxy, foxy babe. Yes, indeed. And his nose is not that well formed. It's actually kind of smooshed. Something like that, maybe.
Ah, yes.
And he doesn't have any beard. We should actually give him some powder so he looks white as
Shit.
very vampire-like. Yes, indeed. And he's actually quite well dressed, Mr. Pattinson, in the movie. Yes, indeed, Mr. Edward.
So sexy I can die.
Maybe like that. Doesn't he wear something like this in the first movie? No, it's more this color scheme, like that, you know, very clean, very fancy, but still very youthful, you know. Still kind of weird. There we have them, Mr. Pattinson and Kristen Stewart. Yes, indeed. Next up is Carlisle Cullen. Yes, indeed. He's quite a sexy daddy, you know, in the movie. He's blonde, actually. He has his hair backwards, you know, in a quite neat slick. So let's see if we can find a neat slick. And if we can't find a neat slick, we will just have to make an unneat slick. Maybe like that somehow. Did you actually know that the storyline or the idea for the book actually came to Mrs. What's her name? In a dream. It actually sounds very sketchy to me. Yes, indeed. He's quite a bit older than Edward, but he also very, you know, very
sexy indeed.
He also has a very prominent face, you know, but a little bit more, you know, fuller than Edward. Slim in his cheeks like that. His eyes aren't that big either. His nose is a little bit, you know, slanted downwards. Oh my god, why did his nose turn out to be so long? His mouth is not that big. It's a little bit, you know, little perky mouth. Like that, Mr.
Carlisle.
Well, that is actually quite a good, you know, recreation of Mr. Carlisle. Yes, indeed. So let's give him a costume, you know, a suit to wear, because he's, you know, very, very proper, you know, always wear shirt and tie and that sort of stuff, because he's actually a doctor. So a doctor's outfit should actually be more fitting if that is around somewhere. Maybe, maybe not.
Ah, my lord, well, why doesn't he have a doctor's outfit?
That is almost a doctor's outfit, so I do believe that this is fitting for him. Oh yes, here we have 3 of them. Now it's time to create
Jasper.
And Jasper also has that really, really tormented look on his face all the time. And he has that weird brown blondish hair, but I do presume that he should be blonde as well, you know. Although in the movies he's brown haired, so let's give him brown hair. And he does have long curly hair, almost like this actually. Or this. No, that was fugly as shit. Yes, indeed. So, he's a little bit slimmer, you know, but just a little tiny bit. His cheek bones are a little bit prominent like that. And you don't see his ears, so fuck those ears. His eyebrows are also quite thick, actually. A little bit arched, angled inwards, little bit angry, you know, because he's tormented by the smells of humans, because he hasn't been without human blood as long as the other ones. He's quite young in vampire years, yes indeed. And his nose is very small, very well rounded, you know, but not as flat as Edward's, but you know, more masculinely shaped.
Yes, indeed.
And his jawline should be a little bit broader like that. I do believe he's ready right there. Now let's give him some polissons, you know, polissons? Sideburns it's called, yes indeed. And he's also very proper, always dressed nicely. I can't seem to find something that is fitting. Why is this? Almost like that, but that is almost too BDSM. Ah, here we have something like that. Let's make Emmett. And Emmett, he's like that, you know, sports jock, but in vampire form. So he's quite big and buff. Yes, indeed, like a real manly man that can just grab hold of you and just... So let's start with his hair. He also has some kind of buzz cut. This might be more of Emmett's look. Same hair as Edward. Ah dear, we had Edward's hair. Well, let's give him that hair and change Edward's hair later on. And since Emmett is quite buff, I think I will need to give him a little bit of a rounder face, you know. Still very chiseled. He has quite thin, low set, arched brows like that. And he has a very short little nose, so let's just make it tiny. It's actually a little bit crooked, but just a tiny little bit. Oh my god, he looks horrendous. His mouth is not that big, but it's actually quite perky and nice. Oh my god, his eyes are too far apart. Now, let's make him masculine as shit. There is something wrong with his nose. It's not that long. That does not look like Emmett, because he's not bulky enough on his body, so he's like a big masculine head on a little toothpick. Oh my lord, they look horrendous, the whole lot of them. And everybody's just like, hello Bella, do you want to share your blood with us? Create a sim. Now it's time for Esme, Alice and Rosalie. Let's start with Alice. Alice! Her name was Alice! And Alice is quite a sexy lady and shows this little Nito burrito face because Alice is actually quite a Nito burrito lady. And in the movie she has dark brown reddish hair that is, you know, kind of pixie cut and not as bussy as it should be as it is in the books, but nevertheless we are gonna try to make them look like they do in the movies. Yes indeed, because the books and the movies are completely different things. Do they have a pixie cut in this place? Maybe this one? Well, that is actually quite a good representation of her hair. If we can't find anything better than that, we'll have to do. Well, that will have to do, and this template actually looks a lot like her already. She should just have a broader face, of course, thin neck, and all that sort of bullshit. And her eyes are kinda catty, you know, like that. And her nose, she has a nice little nose. It's quite straight, long, like this. And her mouth is not that perky, so let's slim her mouth down like that. She actually looks kind of weird, but still. This is actually quite kind of like Alice, you know. Showing off the tatas, you know, the body, playful, kind of childish, you know. Oh, yes, indeed.
So good I can die.
Oh my god, that were not what I was expecting to come up. Now it's just Rosalie and Esme left. Rosalie, and she's also very pale, and she's a girl, and she's a little bit more masculine, you know. That is more like her hair. Yes, indeed. Now it's time to make her face, and she actually has the exact right face shape from the start. So let's just change her eyes up a little bit, because they're a little bit more, you know, perky. Like that, maybe. Her nose is also needed to be a little bit broader, a little bit smaller down there, a little longer. And she actually has a really perky mouth, so let's give her a perky mouth, like that.
Oh, sexy pretty lady.
And now it's time to give her an outfit, and she's, you know, she's a little bit older, not as playful, a little bit angry, you know, like this, but that is not right anyway. Here we have it. Overall it looks kinda like Rosalie, and she is actually quite a pretty sexy lady, so she will have a pretty sexy dress. Did you know that it took 36 hours to turn Nikki Reed's naturally brown hair blonde? 36 hours? How the hell can it take 36 hours? And you know also that the Twilight book were not meant to be called Twilight from the beginning, it were meant to be called Fox. But 36 hours, oh my lord. Poor Bella, she's surrounded by people who wants to eat her alive. Now it's time for Esme. Did you also know that Meyer actually makes a cameo in the Twilight movie at the restaurant scene? She's sitting with her laptop, writing a book, and Esme is quite a foxy lady. Yes, indeed. She's a very pretty lady. And she has dark brown hair. Yes, indeed. My special darling is calling me, but I can't answer you right now. I'm sorry. She actually has this almost like this kind of hair in the movie, so let's just give her that. And her face shape is almost exactly like it should be. She just need to be a little bit like that, a little bit fuller like this, because she's, you know, older. Her eyebrows are very thin. No, not that thin. Kinda nice looking, you know, like that. And her mouth is a little bit smaller, a little bit perkier like this. Here we have her, Mr. Esme Twilight. Mr. Esme Twilight, not Mrs. Esme. She's actually quite ugly. And the makeup, she's very natural, very pale, you know. She's a very proper lady, so we'll find a proper dress for her, or proper clothing. I do believe she has something like this in one of the movies, I can't remember. Or maybe she will have a little bit more of a business lady look to her. You know what? That will have to do. Now the family is actually full, so we can't make Bella's daddy or Bella's side hoe Jacob, but that is for another video, because these are gonna move into a big mansions soon enough. But let's finalize this family like this. and I hope you thought this was a little bit of funny, because this is a anniversary video for the 10th anniversary. Yes, indeed. I did not give you as many facts as I would have wanted to, because I got so caught up in actually making the family, so I will just give you a few more
right now.
And the two last ones I will give you is that Rob actually did place himself in isolations before filming, so he could, you know, experience that loneliness that Edward felt. And Harry Potter is Team Edward, of course, and Stephanie Meyer is actually Team Jacob.
Yes, indeed.
So, my darlings, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you thought this was a little bit funny, yes indeed, or at least entertaining. And since this is a celebration to the 10th anniversary of the Twilight movie, I will encourage you all to watch it at your local streaming service, you know, or, you know, rent it or something like that, you know, to support the movie, or even read the books.
Yes, indeed.
And if you like this video, please don't forget to press that like, subscribe and notification icon so you don't miss anything in the future, and so you can become a part of the DarlingSquad and the Digazmo family as well.
Yes.
And as always, be who you are, since no one else can, and never let the vampire bite you in the night. Bye!